What's going on, guys? Today we're talking about the battle vest, the battle jacket, a piece of kit that is probably forgotten by now.
Back in the day, the United States was very keen onto the LBE, while the Russians had a different approach and they went with chest rigs. So naturally we start seeing the two kind of merge into the battle vest. Nowadays is pretty much very common that every modern army had some sort of vest at some point in time. Some of them are still in use.
So battle vests have kind of a special place in the community, I'd say, because it's one of those things where if you grew up playing airsoft, I bet you money you had a battle vest at some point. And I'm gonna embarrass myself and post a picture of when I was a middle schooler in Italy playing airsoft for the first time. The first thing I had was a battle vest that was a very shitty Chinese OD green battle vest, and I'm gonna show you a picture of that so you guys can make fun of me. But now what we have here is a battle vest that was very famous in the Italian army in the early 2000s. This began service in 2004. So you see a lot of those in Afghanistan in older photos. And we're gonna talk about if it's something that is actually good and if it's still usable. And if not, why has it been replaced totally by the use of chest rigs and other platforms. So let's walk through this vest specifically. I think it has some neat feature. And overall, after wearing it, I find it pretty comfortable. I think it's kind of underrated setup, honestly. So the one thing I'll say is that this section here, of course, magazine pouches, you can only use them for so many reasons. But as you can see right now, I have double stack magazines. But what you can do actually is just like, let's get another magazine. You can just turn these this way. And now you can fit 3 magazines. So there is a ton of ammunition storage on a vest like this. Honestly, it's kind of more, I don't even own that many magazines. You can really fit a ton of ammo, three per pouch, and you got 6 pouches here. So you know, you do the math, 12 magazines is a lot of magazines to carry at once. An interesting feature is that, so these pouches have buckle closures, but they also have Velcro closure. What you can do is fold this in, so if you want the Velcro engagement, I personally don't need it, so you can just use the buckles. It's a bit quicker. These pouches are pretty spacious, so in one I have a tourniquet, and then in this other one, which is kind of hard to reach, I have more medical supplies. On this pouch, I just put a water bottle, small one here, and what I do have here is the Velcro closure because one of the buckles got damaged, so I'm relying on the Velcro on this one. So the design of it is adjustable. It's kind of a one size fits all, which, as you probably know, it usually tends to not work out perfectly, but it works out okay. Right here we have this weird shoulder radio pouch, and it's an interesting spot for a radio, especially a big one like this. It kind of works out actually. So the way I have it here is I modified a little bit with some bungee, and then I stick my radio in here, and now I have this push to talk that you can manipulate with either hand you want based on how you orient it. So you can just like click to talk into it. It's not terrible. These pouches over here, multi-purpose pouches. Of course, multi-tool, you cannot do anything without one. And then in this one, I'm showing you how you can carry different devices such as smokes, pyrotechnics, flashbangs, anything you want. It is a vest, of course, it's in the name. So the way it works is pretty much like a glorified fishing vest. You just clip it in. Overall, a pretty good spacious setup, definitely a lot of sustainment capability. And then I'll show the back how the adjustments work. And you could probably attach more things in the back if you want. Battle vests are in a weird situation right now where we don't really see them too much in use right now. Primarily the use of body armor just killed a lot of that need, right? Because once you have a body armor platform where you can mount your pouches on, of course armor was always a priority when it became the norm. Therefore, something like this started as an addition to armor where people would wear it on top of body armor plate carriers. and then over time it evolved to where the body armor was the kind of platform to mount all your pouches and whatnot. People don't really even think about it anymore too much. Would you even consider a vest over a chest rig? Well, the advantage of something like this is definitely the way it distributes the load is a little bit better than a chest rig. Of course, same thing as a chest rig, a lot of the weight is carried on your shoulder, but having it fitted correctly around your body kind of helps. It is quite comfortable. An additional benefit is going to be airflow. All of this material, as you can see, is fully perforated mesh. It's pretty strong, so you can have a lot of room for your moisture and your heat to escape your body. Additionally, taking it on and off is better than a chest rig, so that's a big advantage for me, which gets mitigated for things like split front chest rigs. Those are a huge plus in my book. But overall, very outdated platform for nowadays, but I think if it can find some still little niche applications. Of course, the GWOT vibes are definitely hard to beat with a nice vest and a pattern to match the time period. So yeah, I think it's a cool piece of kit that has probably been forgotten a little bit. You know, gears evolves, gears gets old, but there's still a place for it. Would you guys use something like this? You know, the more I wear it, the more it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not great, it's not high speed, but it is comfortable. It carries a ton of stuff, and outside of the niche, I want this specific one because of this specific time period, vests are pretty cheap. Maybe if you don't like chest rigs, you could try something like this. So if you don't want to wear armor, but you want something light to carry a bunch of stuff, it's kind of hard to beat 12 magazines. Like a chest rig is not going to be comfortable doing that at all. I don't think I know of any. I mean, yeah, you can load a taps with 12 magazines, but it's going to suck. Especially because you're limited by the harness. Usually the harnesses are not super comfortable. Here, the harness is the whole vest and it kind of hugs your whole body. I don't know, maybe it's not as bad, as antiquated as it is. I think this could make, if you're going for like a OP4 kind of loadout, I think a vest could fit the bill quite nicely. Overall, I think it's something you might want to consider. And if you want to try something new, then maybe it's a bit different than the norm, then something like this could work. Mostly I got it because, like I said, I was going for that GWOT Italian vibe back in the early 2000s, and I think it fits the vibe with the desert vegetata, which is super cool. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know below, and hope you like the video. See you.